How's this side? Perfect. Sorry to keep you waiting. We had an issue with the Lapras in the back, so how may I help you? Oh, you are the trainer who is registering today. Excellent. Okay, let me get you registered in here, and your first name is... okay, that's right. I remember from the video chat. And last? That's right. Perfect. Okay. Well, as you know, I'm the Pokemon professor here in R&R City, and this is the Universal Pokémon Lab. We prepare all types of trainers for their various journeys across multiple different regions throughout the Pokemon world. Of course, seeing as though many of our trainers go far and wide, we have a wide variety of Pokemon to offer, and we will give you everything you need to be perfectly set up for your Pokemon adventure. Excellent. So, since you are precisely on time, we can get right into your gear up and get you out on your adventure quickly with your first Pokemon in hand. Today you will pick your partner Pokemon who you will accompany, or however, who will accompany you on your adventure. We will also provide you with complimentary Pokeballs as well as some Pokemon catching items, of course. So, where are you beginning your Pokemon journey today? Hoenn, okay. The Hoenn Region. Excellent. Popular choice amongst trainers of your age. Now, are you flying out or using the port here in R&R City? You'll be using the port. Excellent. I just like to kind of know these things to get a really good idea of how to prepare our trainers that we send out. Like I said, we have a wide variety of trainers that come through our lab and get prepared to fly out or sail out in throughout the port to various different regions. So, Hoenn it is. Lots of water in that region, so do be prepared and plan accordingly, which we will try to set you up nicely with a Pokemon to help you. Now, when you get to the Hoenn region, are you beginning the Pokemon Hoenn League Challenge, or are you going just to explore or study Pokemon? Alright, you are beginning the League Challenge. Perfect. Okay, that will help my choice very much. Alright, we have you leaving. Is 8 a.m. good for departure time tomorrow from the port? Best to not waste any time, right? Okay, perfect. 8 a.m. Now, do not be late. Do not be late to the port. They do not wait. Once that ship gets moving, it is gone. All right. So we've got you all registered, and now it is time for the part every trainer looks forward to: picking your Pokemon. But before we start getting the Pokemon, however, I do need to administer a brief health screening to make sure that we are sending trainers out that are prepared for such a journey, especially if you are starting the League Challenge. They issued some new mandates and regulations that they want to ensure that individual Pokemon labs and Pokemon professors send out trainers who are well equipped for the journey, especially going through 8 different cities and getting those 8 gym badges. That is quite the tough task. So now, just a quick hearing test. This will not take long. I'm going to make some sounds right next to your ears. Just let me know when you hear the sound, okay? All right, perfect. Let's do this side first. Now? Okay, great. All right, what about this side? Perfect. Okay, one more. Great. All right. That's perfect. All right, next I'm just going to take a quick listen to your lungs. This won't hurt at all or anything. I'm just going to place this gently on your back and just have you take a big deep breath in and out for me, okay? I'll let you know when. Okay, I'm just gonna lean in here, put it on your back, okay? Take a deep breath in, and hold, and out. Good. All right, big breath in, hold, and out. Good. All right, one more. Big breath in, come on. And out. Perfect. Okay. Told you not a problem. All right, moving on. Okay, just let me get a nice look here. Make sure we don't have any kind of skin conditions that are going to really inhibit our ability to withstand some of that bright sun you're going to get. Make sure you take precautions, use some sunblock. Okay. All right. It seems as though you are feeling great and up to the challenge, no doubt. All right, so let's go ahead and figure out what Pokemon would suit you best. So, as you know, we have quite the water-filled region in the Hoenn region, so perhaps a Pokemon who is well equipped for the water, but will also provide you with some decent footing in your gym battles. I think I have just the thing. So I'm going to show you some visuals of the Pokemon. That way you get kind of an idea of what we're looking at, and you can kind of make your choice according. And like I said, this is the International Universal Pokémon Lab, so we can offer you Pokemon from all different kinds of regions for your adventure. So no need to get bogged down with just Hoenn Region Pokemon. Not at all. So I think I have just the thing for your first Pokemon. Since we do have quite a bit of water, and since the first gym leader you are likely to come across is Roxanne, the rock-type leader, if you would like a nice head start on success, may I offer you Mudkip. As you can see, Mudkip is a water-type Pokemon, so will be quite well adapted to your battle with Roxanne and her pesky nose pass. It can offer a bit of challenge for new Pokemon trainers, so sometimes starting your first Pokemon with something that is very effective against your first gym fight, it will kind of give you that boost you need to get that first badge out of the way and kind of get your feet wet. No pun intended, with your Pokemon League challenge. So we have a few details about Mudkip to talk about here. It is, of course, the Mudfish Pokemon. It is its number in the national dex is 258. Of course, we go off of the national dex here due to our universal style of Pokemon here. Quite small at 0.4 meters and 7.6 kilograms. So we do have two variations of Mudkip that has two very different abilities. The first being Torrent, and the second being a slightly more rare ability, Damp. So this Pokemon will, as you I'm sure know, evolve eventually into Swampert that will provide you with a little bit of ground and water type, dual type, abilities. So it will no doubt be very effective against Flannery later on in your challenge, the fire type leader. So I think Mudkip is a great choice and automatically gives you an option for a surfing Pokemon to traverse all of that water in the Hoenn region. So Mudkip is our first option here, but don't get settled in too quickly. Let's go through a couple other options. So that's kind of your introductory Pokemon if you want to start out very strong against the first gym leader. Let's get something that has a wider range of effectiveness. Something maybe with a little bit more of a learning curve, but powerful. Let's see here. What do we got? Oh, okay. Well, what about Pokemon 921? Palmy. Now, a slightly newer discovered Pokemon. This little mouse Pokemon here, it is known as the mouse Pokemon, however, or after all. Palmy is a nice electric type, which will obviously give you quite the advantage against the gym leader, Wallace, who is the final of the 8 gym leaders you will face in the Hoenn Region challenge. But what is very interesting is once you evolve your Palmy into Pamo and Pamat, it will actually give you the added dual type of electric and fighting. So knowing that you will, and let me make sure, yes, since you will no doubt come up against Norman, the normal type gym leader, and that rock type Roxanne, like we spoke of earlier, that fighting type will become quite useful. And then if you can strike quickly in the battle, however, the electric typing will actually help you against the flying gym, which, as you know very well, is Winona, and she will offer quite the challenge if you don't have something that perhaps a rock type or electric type that can really knock her out of the sky, so to speak. So I think Palmy might take slightly longer to develop into a powerhouse for you, but as your league adventure continues and matures, I believe the added fighting type, dual type, will become quite useful. So I think that might be a really good choice for someone who kind of wants to shake up that Hoenn League adventure. So that is our second option. Let's see here. Let's think about this. I think I have just the thing. Let's go for Pokemon 273. Ah, yes. Seedot, a Hoenn Region native, as you, I'm sure, are well aware. Seedot is a grass type by itself at the early stages, but once you evolve into Nuzleaf and Shiftry, you add that nice dark dual type. Now, where this will become very, very useful is later in your gym battles. So as you know from our comments earlier, you have Wallace there waiting for you with your last battle before the Elite Four, that is, with that water type. So grass, obviously, by that point, your Seedot will be well evolved, I'm sure, into Shiftry and very, very capable against Wallace's water type powerhouses. But that dark type will actually really give you a leg up, an advantage against the twins, the 7th gym battle that you are likely to face. Yes, they are very, very adept at using psychic Pokemon, and from what I have, from my experience of sending trainers out and conversing with them along their journeys, it can become quite a wall to an unexpecting trainer who's not well prepared. So I think having a nice grass dark type Shiftry by that point in your adventure will, I think, really allow you to shut those twins down and get through Wallace as well. Obviously, with your dark type, you may struggle slightly with Brawly, and Flannery might be able to scorch that grass typing as well. But if you are thinking about the most powerful gym leaders that you are likely to face, perhaps it is wise to have a Pokemon that you are thinking about the long game with, of course. So, Seedot for your consideration there. We like to offer every Pokemon trainer a nice 3 options, so I think all 3 of those Pokemon will be a very wise choice no matter which way you decide to go. But the choice is ultimately yours, of course, and you can really adapt your style of your adventure around what Pokemon you would like to choose with, or start with, however. Unfortunately, Mudkip, if you'd like to get one more look, Mudkip is the only of the starters offered today that will be able to surf you around the Hoenn region, of course, but that if you choose either Palmy or Seedot, you, of course, have the option to catch one of the many water types available. Of course. So, which Pokemon would you like to choose today? Excellent. That is a great choice. Let me go ahead and get that logged in. You are not going to be disappointed, I am quite sure. So we will have that Pokemon brought to the front desk and fed and really make sure they're taken care of before they go off on their adventure with you. They are very, very much looking forward to meeting their trainer. So please ensure that you are handling it with the utmost care and respect, because that is how, of course, you are going to get the most use and positive experience when training your Pokemon. Of course, I'm sure you will. All right. And would you like a few potions to go along with that? It's only a slight extra charge. Of course, not a problem. 2? Okay, 2. Traditional or super potions? Traditional's fine, all right. Of course, we'll just have that billed to your account. No, not a problem. So, every trainer at this Pokemon Lab is gifted a nice starter set of adventure items. So as you can see here, we have a nice set of 4 Pokeballs, complimentary, of course. And these Pokeballs are not filled yet, but someone that is going on your type of adventure will, of course, have no issue finding a wide variety of Pokemon to capture with these Pokeballs. So these are just your traditional Pokeballs. You, of course, will have the opportunity on your adventure to purchase other types of Pokeballs like Great Balls, Ultra Balls, and your wide variety of other variations. But we want to make sure we always give our trainers the opportunity to start out with a few empty Pokeballs to really get them started on the right foot. So your Pokemon that you chose today will, of course, come in its own Pokeball, so you will have a total of 5, but 4 that are ready to be used to capture whatever Pokemon you choose. You also have a complimentary bug catching net. We, of course, always encourage our Pokemon trainers to try to catch their Pokemon the traditional method, if possible. Bug Pokemon, of course, are quite small in most cases. As you know, Caterpie is quite the small Pokemon and one of the traditional fan favorites. So a nice net capture is really the proper way to catch a bug Pokemon, and we want to make sure that every trainer has the opportunity to do just that. You can, of course, battle a bug Pokemon just like your other Pokemon that you want to capture, but it's nice to follow tradition and try to use your net when you can. This net has a nice telescoping handle here, so for those pesky bug Pokemon that are hard to capture and hard to sneak up on, you will have a little extra reach. So we do want to make you aware of those features. If you do, in fact, get your hands on a nice bug Pokemon, we do provide every trainer with a nice bug housing system here. Simply move the door on your housing, place your bug Pokemon inside, and slide it shut. And it has a nice mesh for a nice condition to keep your bug Pokemon in. This is nice if perhaps you catch a bug Pokemon but do not yet have a Pokeball with you to house your new creature in. This allows you to keep that bug Pokemon very nice and happy. You can place things from its environment, such as twigs, leaves, sticks, whatever environment you catch your bug Pokemon in. It is advised that you add some of its environment into its housing until you have a chance to get a Pokeball to find a permanent housing with. But this is a nice addition, and small and compact enough it can go in your backpack there, as I see you're carrying. So we have, once again, we have your 4 Pokeballs, and as you can see, if you do press this button here, this will shrink down and make it easier to house on your belt there. But we want to make sure you get a nice look at the actual size of your fully expanded Pokeball. So you have your 4 Pokeballs to take on your adventure. You have your bug catching net and bug housing, and you have your newly selected Pokemon waiting for you at the front desk. Is there anything else that I can possibly help you with? Of course, yes, no problem. A starting kind of advice on the Hoenn region, not a problem. Let me pull up just a bit of data here. Yes, so if you are coming in at the port, it is my suggestion that while you are there, you go to the shop there, the Pokemart, and you purchase yourself a good rod and utilize that opportunity next to the ocean to capture and see if you can hook a nice water Pokemon, because you will swiftly encounter quite a bit of water covered routes that you are going to need to traverse in order to reach some of the other gyms. So with that, you will then be able to successfully challenge Flannery, the fire type leader, and Roxanne, the rock type leader. I do encourage you to try to make sure you capture a rock type yourself in order to fend off those flying types later on, and even withstand some of those electric attacks from Watson. So, all right, let's see here. Okay, so is there anything else? Perfect. Okay, now would you like me to actually go ahead and put in an order for that good rod, and I can have it waiting for you if you'd like to go ahead and prepay now? Excellent. Yeah, I can send that right on over. Let's go ahead. So 1 good rod, of course. Okay, yes. All right. And the last 4 of your trainer ID, please. Okay, perfect. Yes, it looks like they have several in stock, so I'll get one. I'll add in a memo here. That way they can put one to the side. All right, when you get there, just go ahead and give your name at the front desk, and they will be waiting. Of course, you can stop right by as soon as you get off the ship. Okay, not a problem. Thank you so much for coming in today, and I hope you absolutely have the best luck on the beginning of your Pokemon journey. Of course, don't forget your items with you today, and enjoy.